Okay. I think it's working now. I don't know why it decided that it wanted to use a previous stream name, but it did. But yeah, hold on. Okay, so I wonder how the noise reduction is doing on my mic. Is it picking up my air conditioner? I don't know. I just gotta figure out what the first thing I'm doing is. Well, I guess moving over to this. But yeah, I'm gonna, if, you know what, choose the words and then say them correctly. That's what I need to do. So basically, I've got a new game idea that I think I can actually do. I'm going to try to do it. And I need to figure out how to do it. I think right now, I need to work on a first-person rig, and then need to be able to aim at things. So, let's put a plane down. Let's set it at 0. Let's add a capsule, because every good proof of concept uses a capsule as the player character. So, package manager, Unity registry, 3D characters and animations, animation reading. Well, let's install that. World building, I don't know anything about that. Studio, I have no clue. Visual scripting. I'm gonna try to use that, because regular scripting just does not work for me. I just can't figure it out. What I looking for here? No, I don't need any of that. Visual scripting could get an update. So, I mean, it looks like I've looked into Unity visual scripting before. I just don't know how any of it works. Script graph. Add tab. No, window. There we go. Create new script graph. Let's do a new folder. Script. Yeah. On start event? On update? What am I looking at here? Title, summary, graph. See, these variables are shared across the current screen. Okay, so that's basically letting me add things that I can have going through this. Basically, all the objects in the scene, well, basically all the scripts in the scene can use these variables. All the scripts in the application can use these variables, and these are saved even after application quits. Unity object references are not supported. Whatever that means. These variables are only usable in the script. Code code base. Uh, Cinemachine. No. Okay, so that's just basically everything here. Collections, control, if statement, switch on spring, whatever that means. For loop, once toggle. So inputs, outputs. Don't know what any of that means. Maybe I should have looked into this before I tried. Events, trigger custom event, graphs, graph nodes, script graph, state graphs, set the graphs, math, absolute value of f, absolute value at arc cosine of f, approximately AB. Okay, approximate 2 points. Arcsine, arctangent, another arctangent. I don't know what any of that means. Nulls, time, wait until, wait for seconds, wait. Cooldown timer. Variables, say variables, variables. Okay, let me just... Something about rigid body 2D, get velocity, vector 2, get it. State graphs, documentation. Update event. Life cycle. On update, fixed update, on enable. On disable, on destroy. That just says update event. Input. Let's put on mouse input. Actually, control. No, it wasn't control, it was... Oh, hey, there's more, but I don't care. input mouse drag, whatever this is. Okay, it's looking for a game object. Well, let's go for another one. Mouse down, this. Okay, let's check vectors. Lerp unclamped. Smooth damp. Lerp. What? I guess it has something to do with scale. So lerp unclamped lerp. Okay, let's go back to the scene. I'm gonna go to the capsule and I am going to add a camera. So that has a camera. I don't even know how to use that. I'm gonna look up first person. Unity first person. Maybe I should have looked into some of this. On window, visual scripting. Bring it back open. Okay, new script graph. webcam texture camera. Set depth, set scene, set aspect. Set enabled. You want set enabled. Slap it on the capsule? I don't know. Add component, visual scripting, state machine, script machine, the script machine, I think. Script graph. On start? Code? I don't know. Okay, maybe I should just watch a tutorial on that later and just try to get a first person controller going. You know what? I'm gonna just go to YouTube. And go to Code Monkey because I've seen their stuff and they actually give a good tutorial. Unity starter assets. Oh yeah, they have asset packs. You know what? Let's go to Unity Asset Store. And look at my assets. Now it's got to load for some reason. Okay. Okay, Unity Technologies, third person. Did I not get a first person? Hold on. It's taking a while to load. Okay. First person. Add to my assets. Open in Unity. Download. So we're just gonna use Unity's built-in. Yeah. Get that worked out. Let's just throw the BRB up real quick. Import. Actually, you know what? Let's close out a Discord. I don't need that there. And now it's reloaded. Okay. Let's see about this then. Project. Assets. Unity visual scripting generates scenes. Universal render. Animation rigging. Component. Jobs. Window. Game object. How does one utilize? Okay, import. No, okay. Okay, project. Readme. Let's open up the playground and see that, something's not rendering correctly. We've got reflection probes, prefabs. I don't see any kind of renderer on it. Okay, environment, art, materials. Package manager? Unity register. Okay, that's currently installed. So why is it pink? Let's run it and see what happens. Okay. Wow. On my OBS, it looks like a hot pink. Whereas on my main screen, it's more of a lavender. Less lavender, more violet. Is my TV just that bad at rendering color? Oh yeah. Because I moved it over to that screen. And it looks like it does on there. What the heck? Do I need to change the colors on my TV? I mean, it works, but it also doesn't. Okay, I need to figure this out. I don't know why it's being like that. I just loaded it. Okay, started with. Well, but it started with. It says to upgrade, but it's already a. It starts as a URP. Universal Render Pipeline Material. Okay, edit rendering materials. I don't think it did anything. Because guess what? It's already URP. It's already. What? Oh, I swear, I get some of the weirdest things going on. It, they're all already URP. Why aren't they? I don't know what the heck I just did. Standard. Excuse me, does this not have URP? What? Uh Project settings? URP. I don't know how. What did I do? Hold on. Doesn't say anything. I don't know why I just install URP into an existing project. Okay, before you begin, URP is its own integrated post-process. Okay, package manager. The all tab. What's the all tab? I does not see. Universal RP, it's right there. Let's import that. Reload scripts, because why not? Really scat. Let's look. Okay, so basically two cameras are linked somehow, but it doesn't help me right now. Sure, let's look at this demo. Okay, see. Oh, hey, I can... I can change it. Okay, that still doesn't help me. It's rendering stuff. So what's wrong with my scene? And now it's rendered. Okay, well, now it works. I don't think we really need the jump. I don't need. I don't think we need the jump function for what I'm doing. Maybe I'll take the jump function. Wow. Okay, so I think we've proven that that's what I need. Input system starter. Also input system. Okay, movement settings, enable input system, something, into whatever. Okay, so input script, rigid body push, whatever that means. Push layers. Everything can push. Let's go push some things. Okay, so I'm not able to push anything. What about these? Nope. Why did it just flick away like that? Bonk. Okay, that did not do anything. So let's just do that. Cursor lock, cursor input for lock. Okay, so how do I make it so that I can acquire what's in the middle of the screen and basically act upon whatever is being targeted? Okay, that's probably not. Unity targeting system. That's for third person. First person targeting. No, I don't want to look at. I want. Mouse look, player controls, target. Rotating the camera. Nope. Nope.
Imagine being able to build anything.
No, how about no? Here we go. Interact with any objects by Code Monkey.
Hello and welcome, I'm your Code Monkey. In this video, let's learn how to do a very basic NPC interaction system. So this can be just interacting with an NPC to talk to them, maybe then you open a chat dialogue or maybe some kind of shop interface. The main goal is to know when the player is near an interactable NPC and then start the
Object
interaction.
files.
Although this exact system can be applied to interact with anything, not just NPCs, so in the end I will also showcase how to use this to open doors and press buttons.
Why you
This
should
is a
not
pretty
make
detailed
everything
tutorial. I will
pop.
cover how to identify nearby objects, how to interact with them,
Something,
prioritize closer ones,
something,
show and interact
something.
UI element, and more. I will be doing this using a 3D demo, but the concepts are equally applicable to 2D as well. You just need to use a slightly different function. If you prefer a more guided path with step-by-step lectures, then check out my complete courses. Learn how to make a Builder Defender game using C#, or learn how to make games entirely using visual scripting. Perhaps if you're past the beginner stage and want to make the jump to advanced, then check out my turn-based strategy course to learn how to manage a more complex project and write some good clean code. Or learn all about Unity with the Ultimate Unity Overview course, which contains over 50 lectures, each covering a different tool or feature of the engine. I'm always available in the Q&A section, answering your questions every single day. So check them all out with a link in the description. Okay, so let's build this NPC interaction system. Here is my demo. I have a character in first person and I can walk around, pretty basic. For the character controller, I'm using the free official Unity Start assets that I covered in another video. This is the first person controller. And for the visuals, over here I'm mainly using the City City asset pack. Then over here for this mini building and that pile of money, that is from the Heist pack. And for the animations, I'm also using the general pack. There's links in the description if you want to get them. So I can control my character, and over here are a bunch of NPCs. So let's begin making our interaction system. First thing we need is to know if an NPC is nearby. So if my player character is standing right here, I want to see if this NPC is near me so that I can interact with them. So let's begin by making a script. So use C# script. Let's call this the player interact. Here is the player game object, just attach and open. Okay, now here there are several ways to do that. One way would be to check the distance to each NPC. So for example, I could have a list of transform for the NPC list. I could have something like this, then on a private void update, I would test vector3 dot distance between this transform dot position and the NPC list.
Vector3 distance transform.
So I could use this to check if the player is close enough to the NPC. That would work, but that also means you need a reference to every single NPC. So this is not a very scalable approach. If your game has hundreds of NPCs, then you're going to need to add hundreds of references and hundreds of distance checks. So for a much better approach, let's not do this. And instead, we're going to use the physics system. So over here, we can go inside physics. And in here, there's a bunch of overlap functions. What these do is it queries the physics swirl and returns all the colliders that overlap that area, so this is perfect. With this we can test and see if there are any NPCs near the player, and if so, then we're going to do something. Over here we have various functions, each of them with different shapes. So for our case, for distance, I think sphere makes the most sense, so let's use this one. This one takes a position, so for the position, let's use the transform position, so the player position.
Okay, so
Then for the radius, let's use some kind of interact range. Let's put maybe 2 units. Also, if we wanted, there are more versions of this function. For example, we could use a layer mask, so we could put all of the NPCs in a single layer and only test against that layer. That would be one approach.
okay, I'm gonna go in here, create a script. Interact. Open Visual Studio. Class. This is set up a little differently to what he's got.
The only limitation with that is you only have 32 layers total, so if you have too many object types, you might run out of layers. So in this case, let's not use a layer mask. Let's hit all of the objects and all of the layers, and then we can cycle through them and check which ones are NPCs. So we have this, which is going to return an array of colliders. Let's put this inside an input. So if input get key down, let's test for the E key, just like in so many PC games. Okay. So we press the E key and we get all the colliders. Let's store them. So this returns a collider array. And now just for testing, let's cycle through all of them and do a log. So let's do a for each collider in the collider array. And for each of them, do a debug.log on the collider. Okay, that's it.
Collider,
And
collider,
then over
collider,
here in the editor, all we
collider.
need to do is make sure that our objects, our NPCs already have a collider. And up here you can see they do have a capsule collider. If they don't have a collider, then they pretty much don't exist in the physics world, so that function would not work. So in order for this to work, they must have a collider. Okay, so
Collider.
let's test. So here we are, I'm far away from the NPCs, and if I press the E, yep, there we go, look at that log. So I can see a bunch of road objects, so all the ones behind me, the capsule, so this is the player's capsule, and so on. So none of them are the NPC, since the NPC is way too far away. But now let's move forward, approach the NPC by a little bit, and press the button again. And yep, now here we do see the NPC. Alright, awesome. So just with this, we already know if an NPC is within range. And now that we know that, the next thing is to actually interact with it. So let's make another script for that. New C# script. Call this the NPC interactable. Let's attach to the NPC. Now in this case, in this demo, all of these two NPCs, they are both part of this prefab. So I'm just going to add the script onto this one. Okay, now let's open. And over here, let's make a super simple function just for testing. And for this one, we're going to want to call the function from the player. So let's make it public. If you don't know why I'm saying this, go watch the video on why you should not make everything public. You should only make something public when you have a specific reason for it. Like in this case, we want to interact with this function from the player side, so let's make it
I see the why not everything public is for the code.
Here, let's just do a debug.log. So just say interact.
NPC
Okay, that's it for the
interactable.
script. Now back here in the player script, so we cycle through all the colliders, okay? And on the colliders, let's try to get that NPC interactable component. So we can go into the collider and we can use try get component.
Try get
We're going to get the
component.
component of type NPC interactable.
Interactable.
So if this succeeds, then this collider has an NPC interactable. So this is an NPC. And if so, let's interact. So let's just go there and call the interact function. Okay, that's it. Super simple. Let's test. So here I am, far away from the NPC. If I press
Hold
E
on.
and go.
I'm just gonna physics. Raycast. Gonna raycast and physics. No, it wants Ray. So why didn't give Ray? Float max distance. Let's just go with 50. We're not gonna do a layer mask. Okay. Let's just.
Now as I approach the NPC and press, and there you go, interact. Alright, awesome. So with this we already have the system working exactly as we wanted. Now all we need is to handle the interaction any way we want. So for example over here I've got a nice chat bubble element. This was made in a previous video. It's just a fun chat bubble with some text and a nice text writing effect. In that video I made this class with a super easy to use static function. So we just need to call this and it automatically instantiates the object such as text and so on. So over here on the NPC direct script, let's just do that. So just go into that script, call the create function. let's create on this transform. For in low composition, let's put chat bubble a bit up and a bit to the side. Then a nice icon, and then some text. Okay, so with this we have a nice chat bubble. Now, again, just for fun, let's make it play an animation.
Okay.
Over here on the NPC, it has
not
an
exactly.
animator, and on the animator it has
I-
basic animal
You know what?
animation and also a talk.
Show me how to.
The way transitions are set up is all based on this parameter, so just a trigger parameter called talk. So
Show
when
me
this
how
happens,
to
it goes
open
this,
door.
and after the exit time goes back into idle.
You are
So
not
here in
showing
Super
me how
Simple, we
to
just need, first of all, a reference to the animator. So the animator, let's grab it.
interact with
Right
something
away.
else.
Just grab the animator. get
Like
it on
interact with
animator.
something
Okay,
specific.
so we have the animator, and then over here, animator, and in this case, I made that parameter a trigger. So let's make the talk trigger. And finally, for another fun thing, let's make the NPC
Talk to
look at the player.
NPCs.
Over here
No.
on the NPC.
Okay, let's back it up. Okay, weapon aiming, that's third person though. Maybe I can pick up the code from this one.
Pennsylvanians on Medicare may qualify for cost savings on premiums and prescription drugs. Visit pa.gov/PAMedi or call 1-800-783-7067 for help. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
So,
One platform,
okay, so
unlimited creation.
yeah, pick up and drop objects. So it should be like, oh, you can look at an object and interact with it. Okay. Yeah, that's what's going on here. I just don't have any sections to jump to. Okay, so what does that really mean for me? Let's skip through a little bit.
Here I have my character walking around in first person, and one in third person, using the efficient of the video the code to match my coding style. All these are from the polygon for this video.
Okay, come on, keep going. Show me the code. Okay, create a script.
Find the player game object, which is here my first person controller with all of the various components. So let's add the script. Okay, so here let's begin by first
Slap it on
input.
character.
Let's make a void update. And on update, let's listen to a
Void update. That's basically.
And like in so many PC games, let's use the E key to interact. Okay, so when we have this, we're going to fire a raycast.
If input physics.raycast, which is basically what I was trying to do.
So we want to fire the raycast from the camera position and pointing.
I can't
straight
really
ahead.
hear
However,
them.
here we need to make sure we don't use transformed out position. The reason for that is
Transformed
because
up
of the player
position.
setup. So here the player has
Okay, let's go. Trans. Or. Dot. Position. Okay, let's lowercase that. Okay, physics raycast transform dot position. Okay, void update. Yeah, got that. Cut. Paste. So let's go. If input dot get key down key code is left click mouse 1? I'm gonna go with mouse 1. Excuse me as I, just save this for a moment and then slap this on the player capsule. Serialize, transform, player camera transform. Okay, we are going to private this. And then we're gonna go here. Serialize field. Private. Brains. Form. No, player. Camera. Frame. Capiao.
Then let's just comment this out just so the code compiles so we can drag the reference. Here you enter the script, let's drag
And then he
the
commented this
now
out.
let's do breakdowns starting from the player camera transfer.
Okay, player camera transform.
From that position and pointing towards the player camera transform dot
Player camera transform dot position. Dot position, comma, player camera transform dot forward.
forward vector. Then let's use this version of the function. So first we need a raycast hit to get the
Out
data.
raycast
So our
hit, raycast
Then
hit.
we have the max distance.
So then we do that again. Hit. Oh yeah, out. Out. Raycast hit. Raycast hit. And he's adding something else. Okay.
We want this so we don't grab the objects from too far away. So over here, let's just define a float for the pickup distance, and let's put it at something like 2 units. So over here, we use this. And finally, we just have the layer mask. Let's call it pickup layer mask, and let's define it up here so we can
Okay. So. Whoa. I'm not going to do pickup distance. I'm going to do sightline. Equals. I'm just gonna do 10 F. He's putting something else under the serialized field.
find another serialized field.
Another serialized
Type
field.
layer mask.
Layer something. Why am I getting stuff like this as layer mask, pick up layer mask?
Over here, we basically have two options. We can either add all of these objects and put them in its own layer, let's go with that one so we don't have to modify all the objects. So over here on the first controller for the pick a player mask, as you can see the player is already on the layer player. So I'm going to select everything and then just remove the player. Okay, great. So with this raycast is going to hit.
Okay, serialized. Yeah, let's just... no. We're gonna serialize field again. Private. But this time it's layer mask. I did. Mask. Might as well use the similar sighted mask because you save that, you go back in here.
Everything right in front of the player's camera, as long as it's within the pick a distance and it's not on the player layer.
For some reason, it did not update this. Let's remove it and re-add it. I'm gonna save it again. It's not updating. Oh, 21. Oh, there's a bit of code that I can't see because it's going off the video. Hold on, let's just save that. He's got pickup distance, so I don't know what he typed there. I can't see it, so I'm just gonna leave it there. And now we've got this. So we can slap that there. Layer. Add layer. Okay. Yeah. object. I don't know how he did that. Okay.
So if we have this collision, so let's do an if. If we have, let's just do
Oh,
a
hold on. Oh, a little bit.
the player's camera as
Because
long as
it
it's within the
shifted
equal distance
around.
and it's not on the player later. So if we have this collision, so let's do an if. If we have, let's just do a debug value.
Nope. Okay. Basically, I don't know what he did off screen. But yeah, Code Monkey, how to pick up and drop objects, items. Now we're debug logging. I'm just gonna slap one of those around. If so, now we got that.
You said let's jump on the bus and take a ride downtown.
No.
Well, I don't know about that. But can you help me first to get these boxes down?
Sightline.
I don't know about that.
What?
We have the whole day now just to ourselves so we can clean the house or clear out some shelves.
Sightline.
Said whichever you feel like doing first. I said, well, I don't know about
Okay.
that.
Raycast hit. Raycast hit. Float max distance.
Ain't gonna do a thing for the rest of the day. You can try to seduce me, make me wanna play. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's call some friends over for a game of poker or so. Well, I don't know about that. Or should I turn on the TV or the radio?
Let's
Well, I don't know about that.
just tab it in.
There's a whole list full of all the things we can do, but I wanna do none.
Debug.
Wish that you did too.
Dot.
So you can just keep trying and I'll just keep saying.
What? Just
I don't
log?
know
Just see what we have. So go into the raycast set.
'Cause it's my
Yeah,
lazy
log.
day, just wanna lazy away. Ain't gonna do a thing for the rest of the day. You can try to seduce me, make me wanna play. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
And let's grab the transform.
Transform.
Okay, so here we Now looking around, let's look at this muffin, pressing E key, and you better go, it does identify the muffin. Okay, great. However, now if I also aim at the floor and I'm pressing E key, you better go, it also identifies the floor. So everything is working correctly, now we just need to actually
Okay, let's just slap it to everything. Load in. Bring up that. Mouse 1. Wow, I'm already practically playing a point-and-click adventure that I envisioned. Because I am cataloging things. Because yes, the point-and-click adventure is basically just cataloging things. Okay, so I am getting results. I just need to be able to put a crosshair on the screen and be like, yep. Okay, so I'm gonna say mouse 0. If input dot get key down key code mouse 1 uh yeah, because I want to basically play an animation. And then you start clicking on things.
You'll find what you are looking for. In fact, that's all you'll see.
I just wouldn't know how. Well, I don't know how to add that, but we're gonna save. Hold on. We're gonna go back to this. Okay, so we're gonna right click. Nothing. Left click. Nothing. Right click with left click. Okay, it's very picky. So I need to specify it's being held down. Okay, let's see what we can do. No. Why can't there just be, like, it already knows the different things. Just give me an idea of what I can put here. You know what, let's get mouse button down. We'll just clear that. Key code dot it doesn't like it. One? How do we determine whether it's held? Let's save it. Let's see what happens. Okay, it still works. I just gotta be pressing the buttons at the same time. Okay, let's continue. Create new script. Object grabbable. No.
Now this muffin is a prefab, so I'm going to go inside the prefab so it applies to all of them. So just drag the script. That's it. Right now there's no need to change anything on this script. Just make sure it's attached.
Don't know anything.
So you can just do an if. Let's go into the raycasted transform and do a try get component. Let's try to get that.
Try get component.
Object grabbable for the object grabbable. So this one test is
Object
that
grabbable, object grabbable, grabbable.
And if so, again, let's just do a quick log, just make sure the logic all works.
Debug.log.
Just like this, let's see.
Object
So here,
grabbable.
if I look at the board, press the key, nope, nothing happens. I point towards these objects, nothing. But I point towards this muffin, and if there you go, it does everything. And since I applied to the prefab, all of these other
Muffin,
ones
object
work.
grabbable.
Alright, awesome. So we have this working. Now we know that the object under the mouse is grabbable. Now let's handle the grab and hold logic. So first, let's think of how we're actually going to want to handle that. We want to grab the item and pretty much hold it in front of the player. So for that, we need to know where we want that object to be held. When approached,
Something,
we can
something,
use mouse,
something,
calculator,
something.
camera. So we could just use
I
the
can't
mouse
hear
and
you,
calculator
but
calculator
I'm
to
sure
right in front.
the stream can
But
hear
perhaps a
you
more adaptable method would be to
real
find a
well.
transform to act as that point. That way it makes it super easy to edit.
Maybe not over the
So for
music.
example, let's create an object. However, here we also have another design question, which is, do we want the objects to move as the
Okay,
player moves,
so
or only as the player moves? Both of them are valid options. Really depends on which way the game will be like.
grab
position, let's
point.
position it from the camera. So the camera's pointing there, and let's push it a bit on the z-axis. So maybe
Okay,
about
so
this, maybe
the
about
grab
on the
point
z-axis. We
is
could also offset it a bit to the side if we wanted, but let's keep it
grab,
straight in front.
but
So that's
I
it,
don't.
just
I'm
a
not
transform
grabbing.
component.
I
We
am
don't want any
ray
visual at all.
casting.
So with this point, now let's go into the object grabbable script. And over here, let's make a function to grab it. So we're going to make it public so we can call it from the player. Let's make it a void
Okay.
public grab.
Component
And as a parameter, let's receive the transform
void
for the
grab
transform
transform
for the
object grab point
And
transform.
now on the player script,
So
over
it's
here to the player
gonna
script,
move it
let's add another
to the
serialized field.
grab point.
Let's make it private, transform. For this one, let's call it the same thing. So the object grab point transform.
Object
And
grab
the
point
vector, let's write that reference, so
transform.
we want that transform, okay. Now with this over here, we have the object grab rule.
Let's
So
you
go in
set
there,
the grab
call the
point.
function, and let's pass in the object grab point transform. Okay, so we're passing in the exact point.
Object
And
grab
on this
grab
function,
point.
we really just want the logic to move the object towards this point. Since I want the object to have physics, I also added a rigid body component. So let's use that to move the object. First of all, we need the reference, so let's grab it.
Void awake, waking
So
up
on
the
awake, we just grab the
rigid body.
Then let's store the object grab point. So here, make a private for this, and then when we have the function, let's update that point. And then finally, for moving it, since we're going to be moving the object rigid body, let's do it on a private void fixed update. We're going to first test if this object is not null, so the object grab point transform.
Okay,
That means that we have some object, so we should be grabbing. If so, let's go into the object rigid body and call the move function, the move position. Over here, this takes the position where we want to go to, so let's go into the object grab point transform dot position. Okay, so that's it. Just like this, it should already be working. So let's see. So here we are. Let's look at the muffin, press the E key, and if there you go, it does grab it. Okay, great. So it did work.
oh wow,
However, as you can see,
it's
a bit odd. The issue is that
it's
the gravity
freaking
is
out.
actually pulling it down. So we can fix
The
that by
muffin's
pretty much
freaking
setting
out.
gravity as soon as we pick up the object.
Okay, so
When we have the grab, let's go to the object rigid body and call use gravity. And
use
say,
gravity false.
okay,
Ah,
I can look, I grab, and if there you go, it does pick it up. Okay, good. However, it's
so
still a bit too big.
disable gravity whenever grabbed.
Jittery, basically moves constantly all the time. We can make it much more smooth by smoothly setting the target position instead of setting it instantly. And for that, we can use the super useful lerp method that I covered in another video. Really easy way to
Use
add a bit of
lerp
smoothing to any
because
object or
it
variable.
makes it
So over here,
less
we're going to use
jittery.
the vector3.lerp.
Vector 3
And
lerp
we're going to lerp between the current transform dot position.
transform
and the
dot
target position,
position.
which is going to be this one. So we want to lerp towards that
Object
position.
grab point
Then to
transform.
make it smooth, let's use time dot on
Time delta
multiplied by a
time.
certain
Lerp speed.
So here, let's define this.
Float
Let's
lerp
say
speed.
maybe 10f.
Something.
So this is how we're calculating the vector 3 for
Vector
the
3
new position. And we just move towards this new position.
New
Instead of
position.
moving instantly towards the target position, it will smoothly interpolate between the current one and the target. So now you can once again go up here, pick up the muffin, and there you go, nice and smooth. Alright, great. Now with this, if your object is still too jittery instead of nice and smooth, make sure that on the object
Well,
rigid
I'm not
body over
really
here under
looking to
interpolate, you
do
set
any of
control.
that.
So now if I look
I'm
around,
just
you can see we
literally
have the
pointing and
controls on.
clicking.
Now this is
I'm
the
not-
design difference that I was talking about. So like this, the object is glued to the camera, so as I rotate around, the object moves. However, the other way, like I mentioned, is simply make the point a child of the player. So over here for the object grab point, instead of being a child of the camera, let's make it just a child of the player controller. With this, you can see that if I move the camera around, the object does not move. It only moves if I actually move the player controller. Now, obviously, with this method, you would also need the character controller to rotate to face where the player was looking at. But with that change, here you have both methods.
Okay,
Which one you want depends
so
on what kind of game you're making. For me, I quite like the main camera method, so I'm going to keep it. Now, there's actually still one slight issue left. If I'm holding the object and I move forward, which means that the player collides with it, if I do that, look that the object suddenly became really jittery. So this is the last issue. But before we actually handle that, let's first handle the drop. So over here on the object, let's make another function. So public void drop. And here it's
Drop.
actually pretty simple. We're just going to
Okay.
do the exact opposite. So let's clear the field, so set that one into null. And let's set the use gravity back into true. And yep, that's really it. Now when this one is null,
okay. Let me just try some things. Okay, I am going to add a 3D object. Gonna add a cube. I'm going to scale this cube so that it's kind of like an arm. And now I am going to animation. Create animation. New animation, sure. Add property. Actually, let's add a keyframe here, if possible. Record? Okay, let's use this. Okay, let's grab rotate. No. Cube rotation 0. And now we add a keyframe that is elsewhere. Okay, keyframe there. We go here. We rotate. And we want X to be like -90. But we also want position. We want it to be about in the same place, but we also want to get it in view. Let's just shove it a bit more forward. It's not really in view. Okay, let's just shove it a bit more forward. More. Okay, so we've got an animation. How do I tie an animation? Animation clip. Oh wait, serialize field. Let's serialize a field. I'm just gonna slap it in right here. Private. Oh, sneeze, sneeze, sneeze. Animation clip. Point. No. I want that. Okay. Animation clip. Boing? I don't know. How do you use this stuff? Doesn't like it. No, it really doesn't like it. Destroy object, destroy on road, equals, find an object by type. No. Animation. Thank you for disconnecting, keyboard. Oh yes. Go away. I don't need you. Returns true during the frame the user pressed the given mouse button. Can I just do get mouse button? I don't know. How do I specify? Point? Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know how coding works. I'm just gonna save it and head back here. It's reloading. Point animation clip. We have new animation. Slap it there. Okay, let's just play and see what happens. Okay, it likes to point. Hey! So yeah, I can now hold down right mouse and it iterates whenever I left click. But it doesn't do anything if I just left click normally. Okay, how do I get it to, only animate whenever I am holding the mouse button? How do I animate? Animation? Not... point? I don't know. Let me just,
Oh, no longer move the object. So all we need.
no, I wanted you to pause, not... Well, I mean, I did want you to, but... Shooting her. 3 cast. No.
In this video,
No, I don't care. Unity. Grip. Play. Animation. Animation.play. Okay, animation.play is not a thing. Scripting API. Animation. Okay, dot play is not at all a part of it. Nope, I am not. Okay. Animation clip. Dot. No. Point. No. What do you mean a variable point is declared but never used? What do you mean? Interact. Naming rule violation. I don't care. So we've got player camera transform. Maybe I just point dot something point dot uh uh No. Okay, let's see here. Uh, okay, let's animation dot play yeah. Uh only why are you so complicated? Just give me something that's like, oh hey, play this animation clip. I have an animation clip. I wasn't paying attention to my chat, but it was just a chat bot selling uh, bot views. So, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me. Play. The animation component is used to playback animation. Yeah, okay. String. That's a field. System string. Playables API. Okay, you just are telling me about the Playables API. You're not actually giving me any way to use it. Okay, here's examples. Playable Graph visualize? What? That is so complicated. What in the world is this even trying to say? Play queue initialize play clip set time. Okay. Animation clip. Create animation. Okay, I'm not seeing animation clip or clip anywhere else in this example. I just see animation clip playable clip, playable graph, animation playable output, graph, playable clip. Animation clip playable, wrap the clip in playable. Oh, well, there's clip. What? Okay, it's like, I don't want to have to try and figure out all of that code just to run a stupid animation. Like, look at this. I don't understand what's really going on here, other than we're creating a playable graph for whatever the heck reason. We got a playable graph. We got animation clip playable. Playable graph create. Create a playable graph using playable graph. Variable playable output equals playable animation playable output dot create, which we are creating a playable output using playable graph animation and get component animator. And playable clip is a wrapper for the animation clip named clip. Playable graph, again, utilizing playable graph. Here we have playable output. Source playable clip. Plays the graph. I don't know what that means. Stops time from progressing. What? What does that mean? What does any of that mean? I don't understand. I have an animation clip. Just run it. Okay, I'm just gonna save. And I'm gonna stop the stream. I need to figure out how to do the animation. I'm gonna look at some tutorials. And next time I work on this, I should have an idea of what I'm doing. Not like this time. So, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna work on this is, but I'm gonna work on it again. I'm gonna continue until there's something actually playable. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow or what. I'll figure something out at some point. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I also need to figure out a HUD. A HUD element. So, yeah, I need to figure out a crosshair because I don't really know what I'm pointing at. But yeah, okay. Factorio will be played at some point. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna end stream now. I can't think of anything better to say.